Hi, my name is Nicole Simpson, and I am the president and founder of Go Fund Your Life. This presentation today is about life insurance with living benefits. And for today, we are using an example from National Life Group. As pensions begin to vanish and Social Security dwindles, many people start to worry about if they're going to actually outlive their money. That can be a major problem that oftentimes is not addressed in the overall financial planning process. So, with that being said, one of the pieces of the puzzle that National Life Group seeks to be able to fit together is what happens if I live too long? The other is what happens if I become ill and I'm not able to cover living expenses and medical expenses all at once? And then, of course, if I pass away too soon, when my family or my business is still depending on me to be able to provide the income. Now, the old school type of insurance only covered the first puzzle piece. What happens if I die too soon? Those traditional policies, that's all that they had. It was just a death benefit and very little else included. New policies nowadays, they cover a myriad of financial situations. So you'll see the new policies, and we show that by having a little electric car with all three of the puzzles: dying too soon, becoming ill, or living too long. Permanent life insurance has the component of death benefit protection, cash value accumulation, as well as lifetime income benefit riders, meaning that you can never run out of money, and accelerated benefit riders. So, if we're going to talk about a life insurance policy from National Life, it can seamlessly connect all of the pieces of the puzzle if you live too long, die too soon, or if you become ill. The primary reason people buy life insurance is to protect their family or their business in the event that they pass away. Life insurance is the only financial product that provides an immediate tax-free death benefit to the insurer's family or beneficiary. It's the simplest form of life insurance, and it's a promise between the insurance company and the policy owner that if you pay a certain amount of money, which is called a premium, to the insurance company, then the insurance company will pay a specific amount known as a death benefit to the person or beneficiary that you choose when you pass away. For 175 years, National Life Group has aimed to keep that promise, and they've been in good standing throughout history. They've been able to provide peace of mind to those families and help them plan for their futures. Here's an example of how National Life policy has helped one of our clients.
It was July. Stowe has a balloon festival. Danny was down on his knees with a ring, and he said a few words saying how much he loves me and he wants to make this forever. And I was like, is this for real? He goes, Carmen, say yes so I can get up, please. We had a great marriage, 2 little girls. And we just had Zoe. Zoe was a little over a month and a half. We just bought a house. He talked about life insurance with me, and I'm just kind of like, oh, why would we need it? We're fine. And he's like, no, we got to be smart about it. You know, now that we have 2 little girls, we need to make sure that they're taken care of. On June 22nd, we were waiting for the doctor. And that's when he came up and just said, Mr. DeMar, we found a tumor. And we went home with that. December 15th on a Thursday. It was my last time with him. Through our benefit, I don't have to uproot everything that the girls know because of this tragedy. I'm able to stay in this beautiful house that we bought a year ago. I didn't have to worry about what am I going to do and how am I going to make it. Never would I think I'd be a widow with 2 little girls. Don't ever think that you're too young or it's not for you. Because I thought that I know I have life insurance for myself and for my little girls. I want to make sure that if anything happens to me, that my little girls are going to be okay. They definitely give me the nudge that I need to find the happiness. I don't want them to see me sad and crying all the time. I want to let them know that as tragedy hits us and we're living it moment to moment, that there's still happiness to be had. It
So that was a wonderful slide, and it really helps to give you a good impression of how someone has been able to use that life insurance for, dying too soon, right? When you're starting out young, you have a young family, you don't expect to have to use the life insurance. So it does give you the peace of mind. Now, moving on to the next puzzle piece, modern life insurance, it helps people protect most often things that we forget about, right? What happens if we live too long and you need the potential to provide supplemental retirement income to help you live the lifestyle that you've been living with dignity? Living too long is not really a bad thing, but it can be expensive. While many clients on their retirement savings for income, National Life can offer another option if your savings are running out. The Lifetime Income Benefit Rider is an optional rider that can be added to select life insurance policies from National Life Group. Adding this rider to the policy of insurance, if properly funded, has the potential to provide a guaranteed income for the rest of your life. So retirements are getting longer. And that means that planning for income now and for the future is crucial, and maintaining your lifestyle is something that may cost you a little more than what you originally planned. So if you take a look at the stats here, it tells you that a 65-year-old woman has a 65% chance of living to age 85, a 46% chance of living to age 90. Then you see a married couple down at the other end that says that if you're married, there's a 77% chance that you'll live to age 85, a 51% chance that you'll live to age 90, and a 23% chance that you'll live to age 95. So, what this graphic tells us is a couple of things. One, get married if you want to live longer, because obviously having a partner based on the statistics mean that you will live a much longer life. But that also means that if you have an income that is paying you in retirement that comes from your savings, a 401k, or anything other than a lifelong pension, that you may end up living longer than what those dollars were meant to last for. Then, when you add in inflation and things like that to start to make the cost of living even more expensive, I'm sure you could see how living longer could have a detrimental benefit. A detrimental effect on your overall finances. So, lifetime income benefit rider. It allows you to use your policy's cash value to provide a stream of tax-free income that is calculated when the rider is exercised. The option is automatically added to your policy, but you're only charged for the rider if you turn the income on during your payment period. So it's a great opportunity to have your life insurance that is there, of course, to pay out in the event that you pass away. But if you find that you need to access any of that cash value that's been accumulating in your policy over time, then you can actually turn that on and start to receive a check every single month to help your ends meet across the way. So those payments, of course, will reduce the cash value in the death benefit, but it will not drop below $1,000 worth of cash value or $15,000 worth of death benefit, which will pay for your beneficiaries. So what that means is you can start to draw down the cash in your policy, use it for whatever you would like to use it for, but still maintain enough inside the policy to be able to cover your final burial expenses or your celebration of life. So, some important things to remember about the lifetime income benefit rider is that you must be at least age 60, but not older than 85 in order to activate it. The policy has to have been enforced for at least 10 years, or 10 years would have had to pass since the face amount increase, whichever was later, and any outstanding loans must be paid in full. Now, when most people think of life insurance, they don't think of a financial vehicle that they can use while living or becoming seriously ill or injured. All of National Life Group's policies can help you solve this piece of the puzzle. What will I use for a financial resource if I'm seriously sick or injured? There are many highly concerning statistics listed here. 6 in 10 Americans live with at least one chronic illness. 1 out of 2 households that file for personal bankruptcy did so due to medical problems. This means that part of solving life's puzzle is solving for the ability to meet financial obligations in case you become seriously injured or ill. When you look at that, approximately 39.5% of men and women will develop a cancer in their lifetime. A stroke occurs every 40 seconds in the United States. And 6.5 million or more people are estimated to be living with Alzheimer's or dementia. That's kind of heavy. National life insurance policies include accelerated benefit riders, which are optional, no cost riders that will allow you to access all or part of your death benefit while you're living. If you experience a qualified terminal, chronic, or critical injury or critical illness, you're able to access those dollars that have accumulated inside your policy over time. So those dollars are not set aside for any particular reason. Those dollars come directly to you based on the severity of your illness or your injury. And you can use those dollars to pay for things like medical expenses, home renovations, additional care, or business expenses. So only you know where those dollars need to go. And having those riders allows you to choose how to use your money. Now, terminal illness. Here's some requirements around how the additional benefit riders can be accessed in the case of a terminal illness. It means that an individual has to be diagnosed with an illness that is expected to result in death within 24 months. There's no waiting period. It's paid as a lump sum distribution and then discounted from the death benefit. Funds can be used at your discretion. Maximum lifetime benefit payable is $1.5 million. Now, this is something that's really important because I got a chance to witness someone using these benefits. They were diagnosed with a terminal heart condition, and based on the prognosis, they were not expected to live longer than 2 years. But at the time of the diagnosis, that individual still felt pretty good. They didn't feel like the best in their life, but they still could move around and really enjoy their lives. So they took that benefit from their terminal illness rider and used it to take their family on a trip to Europe. And so for the last, 12 to 18 months of that individual's life, they spent that money creating memories with their family so that the grieving process and saying goodbye just really wasn't so hard because they got a chance to spend all of the time together and do all the things that they'd hoped to be able to do. So I've seen it work, and I know that it is absolutely a very beneficial rider to have on a policy. Now, chronic illness. Here's a lot of the requirements that go along with that. So, in order to qualify for a chronic illness rider benefit, you have to have at least two of your activities of daily living that you're unable to perform. So, that's going to be bathing, going to the bathroom, getting dressed, eating, transferring, and whether or not you can hold your bowel, right? So, if you have to wear an adult diaper or a depend or something like that, that would be one of your activities of daily living. It also does involve some cognitive impairment, so meaning that you require substantial supervision so that you don't harm yourself or harm others. That might be like a short-term memory impairment or a loss of orientation or any type of reasoning or deductive reasoning impairment that you may have. Then there's the Alzheimer's rider. It's also paid in a lump sum. Maximum payout is 1.5 million, and the diagnosis by a specialist of Alzheimer's or Lewy body dementia. So you have to score less than 20 out of 30 on a mini mental state exam or equivalent test, and cognitive testing for diagnosis that demonstrates clinical impairment at least two of the following is required: orientation to people, places, or time, ability to learn and remember new information, attention and calculation, reasoning and handling of complex tasks, visuospatial abilities, and language functions. Critical illness and injury has the following triggers: blindness, cancer, diagnosis of ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, final stage renal failure, heart attack, major organ transplant, stroke. Some enhanced triggers might be an aorta graft surgery, aplastic anemia, cystic fibrosis, heart valve replacement, motor neuron disease, sudden cardiac arrest, coma, paralysis, severe burns, or traumatic brain injury. There's also a fertility rider that's available in some states. Ohio currently does not have this rider, but it can provide a lump sum accumulation of dollars that can help with artificial insemination, assisted reproductive technology, or surgery such as laparoscopy or any type of hysterectomy that is expressly for fertility assistance. Um, it's automatically issued on all policies at no cost. However, the state of Ohio is not currently recognizing this fertility rider. We're hoping to see that our Ohio State Department of Insurance does accept this soon. The fertility rider, again, doesn't have a cost to activate. There's no negative impact on the cash value or face value. So this is one that's unique. It's not taking any cash at all out of your policy. What it is doing is saying, hey, we will offer this to you if you have documented information from a physician that says that you are working on a fertility journey. There is a 2-year waiting period, so you can't know that you have a fertility issue at the time that you purchase the policy and then automatically just pull the trigger. They want you to have your policy for a minimum of 2 years. The customer does not have to stop paying premiums. And again, like I said, limited state availability. Right now, Ohio is one of the states that is not currently being covered by this, but we are hoping to see this soon. And the rider is not an accelerated benefit rider, So there's no lump sum accumulation credit or any type of way does it reduce your value on any of the other benefits that we've talked about. It's only available on the Flex Life product, which is actually our indexed universal life product. So here's an example of National Life Group's benefits in action. So watch this short video.
I started losing movement in my hands and legs. I went from a cane to a walker to a wheelchair. We did not know what it was. I was assured that I may have at best 2 to 3 years. You know, for most American families, as they go through a health episode, at times it's not just the health, it's everything else as well that comes with it. And we were basically fighting different battles on about 3 different fronts. My faith, our faith, is central to everything that we do. If through faith we could make it through this, I knew that there was a larger meaning, a larger purpose. The financial benefit let me focus on healing and recovery and not having to worry about losing my home, kids being kicked out of college while I go out and get the care that I needed. Every adult needs to have a life insurance policy.
A good life insurance.
A good life insurance, and just not any policy. One with all the riders that we were able to take advantage of. It made us feel good to know that National Life was there for us when we're at our lowest. Because let's be honest, the odds were against me in terms of being able to actually rebound from this. And I just needed to know that the family would be okay. So where am I now? I do a lot of physical training and I'm getting stronger and stronger every day. I happen to serve as the executive director of a health association. We're celebrating recovery, but I will say this has been a tremendous journey of faith for us. There's such power in love. I believe that us really going through this type of event has brought us closer together. I would not trade it for anything in the world. I decided
So that was a great example of being able to use those living benefits. At the end of the day, it's really about protecting what matters most. A life insurance policy from National Life Group can help you protect your beneficiaries after you pass away, and it can help you and your family budget in the event of a qualifying illness or injury. And it can provide potential for a guaranteed lifetime income. So let's make sure that we can put all of those puzzle pieces together to be able to protect our financial future. The next couple of pages are, of course, the obligatory disclosures that have been provided by National Life Group. So I will scroll through those. And that concludes